if you are doing something that you feel that you don't want to wake up in the morning to do it, then stop doing that thing.
Well, when you talk about journalism, it just reminds me of me because I actually even went to multimedia to get the papers back then. But I was told by my parents specifically, are you sure you're even going to get a job?
That's
So
the
that
thing.
was my dream.
It was a bit hard. Oh, really? Me, I go to the school of YouTube.
It's also on YouTube.
I have graduated, and then I'm going to my master's. I don't even play about that.
YouTube University.
Welcome, Karibu, from wherever you're joining us from. I don't know if it's morning, evening, or afternoon. Welcome from wherever you're joining. My name is Jacinta Wangeshi, and if you're a first-time viewer, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to join this very beautiful family. And if you've never been here again, I'm all about relationships. But today, I'm going to be talking about something very different from what I talk about. It's a very interesting topic. I'm going to be having very beautiful, wonderful guests with me. And before I even jump over to them, let me just say thank you to all my beautiful, wonderful family members who have been subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing. Let me just say from the bottom of my heart that I'm very happy and grateful. Mbarikiwe sana, be blessed. And without much more, let me just jump into it. Karibuni sana. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Thank you so much, Jacinta. We love your show. I'm always watching, and I'm so proud of you because I've known you from before. My name is Esther Kalecha Musa. I am in interior design and real estate, specifically Airbnbs as we speak. I have studio apartments and I have 4-bedroom apartments. I manage as well. So that's my journey, and I do consultancy and I'm coaching as well. I'm coaching beginners who want to start to get in the industry of Airbnb, and then as well I do real estate. Interior design, which I furnish Airbnb houses and also apartments and homes.
Wow, that's a lot. I know that my viewers are already wondering, okay, how do you do all that? But we'll get into that.
Okay.
Let me go on to our very lovely guest over there.
Okay, I hope all of you are fine. My name is Gladys Matioli. I'm a teacher by profession, but I'm also an event planner and event designer. I design any kind of events from birthday parties, graduations, baby showers, weddings, and many more. And I'm really looking forward to a nice engagement here with Jacinta today. So stay tuned.
Karibu sana. So,
Thank you.
meeting my guests, let me just tell you a bit about today's topic. Today's topic is going to be about economic empowerment. And I can just tell that from you seeing how gorgeous and lovely these ladies look, you can be able to tell that it's going to be a very powerful session. So please just walk through this journey with us. Watch till the end. I'm hoping that you can learn a thing or two from this discussion. So, Esther, tell us more about what you do.
Okay, so I'll start by the fact that I am a creative. That's in my blood. I have done. So I went to school for journalism.
Let me first ask, because nowadays creativity has become everyone's thing. It's like everyone is creative. So what do you mean by a creative?
A creative is generally someone who thinks outside the box. I do not conform to the usual norm that people generally in the society would go for. I definitely go for something different. Like if you're in school and people think, oh, you know what, I want to be a doctor. That was not me. It has never been me. But I remember I used to see people on journalists on the telly, and I'd be like, I want to be a journalist. So I went to school for that. But then somewhere in the middle, I ended up noticing I'm more into clothing and fashion, which is now where my creativity is born. Like, I like nice things. I like nice places.
First of all, when you talk about journalism, it just reminds me of me because I actually even went to multimedia to get the papers back then. but I was told by my parents specifically, are you sure you're even going to get a job?
That's
So
the
that
thing.
was
It
my
was
dream.
it was a bit hard. Oh, really? Mine
Yeah.
was, yeah. So
And I
mine
even
as
went there
well.
to that school and got papers, but I never ended up even setting foot in that school,
Okay.
the multimedia school.
I went to East Africa studies. So yeah, so then I ended up.
How did your parents take that? Were they okay with you doing it?
No,
Would you say
okay.
that they were supportive?
The interesting bit is about my family. They have never been that type for you can't do this or you can't do that. They would air.
They believe in you.
Yeah, and they would air their opinion, of course, thinking. I remember my mom wanted me to be a lawyer at some point.
Those were the in things.
Those are the in thing, like law or
medicine.
yeah.
Yeah.
And at some point, I think they just let us be. Because, or even in the family, I can say it's a proper creative, and it just happened. And I think we get it from my mom. She's very stylish and likes nice things. I think we get it from her, to be honest.
I have met her.
Right? So I started, I went to school for that, but I didn't get a job after that. So I was like, I am not going to just sit. And the hustling bit in us, because we were not all born with a silver spoon, which is fine for me. Yeah. And so I decided to try and make money for myself, right? So I started buying first of all clothes and then selling yada yada. So I did that for I said first I remember I went to Gikomba, bought, sold, and then I wanted now to start create. I created for like over 6 years. So that paid the bills for that. Then as we grow, you realize, you know what? It's not bringing in the money that I want. So you come back, revisit yourself and think, how do I get myself out of this gem? Like I'm looking for financial freedom. I have been looking for it ever since I was young. Why? Because of the struggles that we as a family went through, right? So I went back, sat down, thought about it. And I was like, I want to do real estate. But also what made me want to do that is when I had my son, Gabriel, and I kept thinking, I want to do something that can be able to like proper provide and not have to just create financial freedom at the end of the day. Yeah. So real estate, I thought about it and it made sense to me. Why? Because it is a passive income and it has so many perks on it. Yeah. So at that particular time, I didn't have money to buy an apartment, of course. So what did I do? I had saved up a bit, like I think 250, 300,000. And I was in Diani. And I thought I've lived in Diani for like 4 years, by the way. And I thought, and because it's a touristic town and I'd learned about it, I said, let me try and find a way to make money, right? So I remember with the 300, I went and looked for a place. I got the studio. I paid. I remember I had a conversation with the guy. We discussed.
First of all, let me ask you this. Do you feel like the amount that you started with, would it have been different if you were starting your Airbnb business here in Nairobi compared to Diani?
No, it would have been the same. The thing is, what I did, I researched properly, and then
And why Airbnb? You would have thought of doing some other thing.
Yeah. So why I've been, because for me, I was looking for a passive income and what I can do to when I'm seated at home with Gabriel, and I don't need to be at the office for that particular time, right? So for me, it made sense because I was still bringing in money. I'm sleeping. Right? Yeah. So, but to be honest, in real sense, it doesn't work like that, but it works like that. I don't know if that makes sense.
Very interesting. I'm like, we need to learn how to do that.
You have to, yes. So I learned, I researched, and I figured, you know what, for me, I feel like I will get more clients because Diani is a tourist town, meaning people are always landing. Whether like you're more inclined to make it work there. Okay. So I went and got the studio. I furnished it. I did interior. Again, I like nice things. I'm a creative. So of course I had to think outside the box to make people want to get my studio. Why? Because there's so many Airbnb. So what would make mine stand out? Yeah. Right. So for me, I decorated it very differently. Then I put it up on the website. I started using agents. And I started getting clients. And that's how, so within a speck of 3 months, I had returned my money and opened a second one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So for me, and I feel like it is a way to financial freedom, because after that, I started getting questions on how did you decorate. When someone even comes and visits, like, how did you decorate? Who decorated for you your studio? I'm like, it's me. And you know how I even ended up doing this? Because I was trying to go cheap. I mean, I'm trying to save. So I wanted to DIY everything, right? So I did most of DIY. I custom made a lot of things. I went and bought paint myself, got someone to paint. So I even now know, I learned so much. Now I know like the texture of paint that I need. I know where to get wood, because I was trying to go
Proper research.
yes, because I was trying to go cheap.
Yeah.
So doing this, I ended up building a really beautiful studio. Gave me back money within 3 months. Then I did another one, and then afterwards, now people will be like, you know what? Can you come do my house? So that's why it created interior design. So that's why I landed myself into interior design, and just
So
like that.
it's
It's according,
correlated,
yes,
yeah.
they go hand in hand. It's all the same. They go hand in hand. And so I remember like the 4-bedroom, someone, they reached out because it was just dead. They were like, please come and fix my studio. Like my
Four-bedroom.
4-bedroom, because it's just dead and I'm not around. I'm in UK. So what do you want to do with this? So I went and fixed it, put it out, started getting clients. And this is in Sambweni. So that's how I landed into
Now,
this.
I have a bunch of
thing.
questions. I have a bunch of questions, but let us first hear
Yeah.
from Gladys.
Uh-huh.
But it sounds very interesting. I think you need to teach us more about it. Like if I'm making money when I'm sleeping, hey, where
Yeah.
should I learn how to?
Exactly.
Financial freedom. Financial freedom.
Wow. Okay. So Gladys?
Okay, for me, I started my event business. It wasn't so long ago, but it was just something that I was passionate about. First of all, before I started it, deep down in me, I knew that I wanted to do something that I'll be passionate about it, so that I do it with all my passion. And as much as I'm doing it passionately, it's also earning me some income. At that time, I didn't have my 8 to 5 job. So I was looking also for something that will give me income, but also something that I'll enjoy doing. So I do want something that you wake up in the morning and you are regretting, why am I waking up to do this? I wanted something that I'm
And by the
looking
way, you will
forward.
never succeed
Exactly.
if you operate
Yeah?
like that.
Like
you'll
that. If you are doing something that you feel that you don't want to wake up in the morning to do it, then stop doing that thing. You need to do something that,
First of
yeah,
all,
yeah.
sorry to cut you short.
Okay.
I remember there was when we met, we actually had
Businesses.
businesses. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Now, the business that you were doing back then, was it out of necessity or was it a passion?
I'll
Can you
say
mention the businesses? Why you all like you're just passing?
It's like a background.
it's a background. That's where we actually met, and I'll honestly say it wasn't a passion. I was just doing a business because
How you'd show up in the morning.
exactly I would even come at 11. I'm coming to work, and we would even sometimes just leave early because I was just doing it for the sake of doing it. But I'll honestly say my passion wasn't there, and up to date, I honestly hate that type of
Can
business.
I shock you?
yeah?
I've also done events.
Yeah.
So I actually do it sometimes.
Yeah.
So I've also been in. Yeah, I've done everything.
You're a jack of all
I'm
trades.
such a wow.
So for that business, nowadays I can't even say that if you give me capital and tell me to go back to that business, I won't, because
Tell us which business that was.
I'm just over here like
okay, it was basically a cosmetics shop. It was dealing with all manner of.
cosmetics brings money.
It does, but something that you're not passionate about,
Yeah,
even if
true.
it brings
Actually,
money,
yeah,
you don't put your energy to it. You don't put all in it. So you're just waking up for the sake of, okay, I need to open a shop, or maybe she has called me, there's a client waiting for me, so I have to rush there. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember.
Sometimes I would give her my key and tell her, please, you are the one who will sell in this shop today, because me, I'll be here at 12. So it wasn't into me. But now I needed to find something that's okay. I'll just have the self drive to do it without anyone.
And how did you know this is it?
Okay, I'll say that I had to be a mother first. It took me to become a mom to discover this potential in me.
I believe like kids, I really think kids
Change
they
you.
reborn you.
Exactly.
Like you become a new one.
They
and
bring a
change your
different perspective.
and you see life
Exactly.
differently.
Yeah. So that is how it was for me.
And I feel like having one kid each and me having three.
You have a lot of perspective and so that is how it came about. So it turned out that my baby was now turning 1 year old. She needed a birthday, and it was just during COVID period, because I had my baby right in the middle of COVID. Now we were still getting out of the COVID system where we had lockdowns, no parties and whatnot. So I just wanted to do a small party in the house, but I also didn't want it to be just that flat, at least some decoration. So I remember the first decoration that I made, it was actually pathetic. But because I had never, yeah, I did it for my baby, but I had never done it before. I just went to a few YouTube videos and saw how you can maybe tie a few balloons and tie them. But it was okay, it was pathetic, but to my surprise, when the guests were coming, they were like, "Ah, you mean you did this all by yourself?" And I was like, "So you're seeing something in this mess?" So the second birthday, I tried, now let me do it, improve on what I had done. At that particular point, I had not yet ventured into it as a business. So it was after her second birthday that now, whatever I did, I also felt proud of myself, because I thought, so I can really make this thing and people can really like it. Because when the guests came, they were asking me, who did it for you? Can they do it for me also? And when I was telling them I was the one who did it, I was like, this is so beautiful. Can you do it? So I decided, why can I not earn even just a few coins? Because at that time I was a fully stay-at-home mom. So I took pictures of that. I had a photographer who took some nice pictures of that small setup, and then I uploaded them on my Instagram. I didn't even have a page at that time. Then I just uploaded it and decided put a caption. We do deco. If you want, call this number. And to my surprise, someone called me. My very first client from Karen called me for also her daughter's birthday, and I went and decorated. So now I had gotten a client. I took again enough videos. I felt tense, first of all. I felt I didn't believe in myself. I felt like maybe I'm going to disappoint this client, because I've never done this for a client before. I've only done it for myself. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to pull this off. And remember, it was a one-woman show. But when I post it, I'm saying like, we do decor, we do. So I just went there. Entrepreneur.
It's a team.
Well, it's a team. Even when
and like a bunch of people in your head.
Exactly.
So
but eventually you'll have those people. But at this point, you don't want people to know that, okay, you're just alone. So by that time, when I was dealing with these clients, I really didn't know so much details of the event decorations. I didn't know where to buy materials cheaply. I didn't know just the let me say the matrix of it all. So I just went and bought things, not even at wholesale prices. Like I was just doing it for the sake of, okay, let me do it just to put myself out there. But now I didn't really say that I was doing it. Maybe I know where to buy things cheaply. Me, I went to buy things like it is for my own party. So I went there anyway. I decorated the event. The client came and she was so happy about it. She gave me a review, a nice review. And I used that Kawan review of that client now to as testimony. Now I'm now showing people, you see, there's a client who is now happy about this, so I'm doing this. So it actually grew from that point. Now from that one client, I got another one and another one. And one thing with decor business, you get referrals from people. When I decorate for you, someone comes, you tell them, this is the number of the person. So I get most calls from someone calling me, I was given your number by so and so and told that you do decoration. Can you do for me? So from that, it is now when I started growing, and now I opened a page. I started posting. I started advertising. That is now up to where we are now. So that it has been quite a journey, but it's still a journey that we are still in progress.
How many years right now?
I actually just started last year. Yeah, but it has been a great journey since then to now.
Let me just say, like, the one one that you did for my daughter's birthday. It was amazing.
No, I'm so happy to hear that.
Anyway, I'm learning something from this discussion. First of all, I think it's a question, and even before I jump into that, what I'm learning, I'd like to just say a bit about how I also started my business and my scented candle business among the very other
Many ones.
Yeah, it was also through the very same thing of, for me, it was the financial independence thing where I thought, okay, what can I do? And I'm also a person who feels like I'm very creative by nature. Let me try. So I had ideas of soap making, but then there was the candle making. And as much as I wanted to do, I thought, let me venture into candles, because soap making, I felt like it was just there with so many people. So candle making, I had not heard of it. And now I specialized in scented candles, which is something that is not so common here in Kenya.
Yeah.
Like in the US, the UK, it's very common. So I got into that. And when I was getting into that, I also faced all these fears of, I remember like when I sold my very first piece. Hey, I was there waiting to just hear what are they going to say. How bad is it?
Yeah.
It was not even
It's
about
always-
how good it is. It's about quality.
Yeah.
That is where it was for me. But now that I think of it, sometimes it's you get what the best things actually come out when everyone else is telling you how good you are at it, rather than even you clapping for yourself. So I feel like that's something that we all have in common over here. And the other thing that I'm picking from this conversation is, personally for me, I learned through YouTube. I don't know about you guys. Did you?
I
guys
did
have a
also. I
similar
learned through
situation, or
YouTube.
did you pick
No.
Me, I go to the school of YouTube.
It's also on
I,
YouTube.
I have graduated, and then I'm going to my master's. I don't even play about that.
YouTube University.
YouTube University is my
Yeah.
is my thing. I'm telling you, in my everything that I've touched, I have gone, like, I have seen on YouTube.
And you've done most of my Ankara pieces. Did you learn from YouTube?
YouTube.
as well?
Even the fashion design.
Even if I've never gone to school for fashion, and I'm telling you, it paid my bills for over 6 years.
Okay.
This was, and I like my rent, my food, it paid bills proper. And I did, and I'm not even lying. I have done wedding gowns for like even
Yeah.
150 Gs,
they used to
200,
look-
and they sell.
And why do you still do the business?
I would, yeah. When someone comes, I would, but I'm not. I don't market it as I'm supposed to right now, because right now I decided to first do market the real estate. I concentrate on
Okay.
real estate and material, but I'm gonna come back and do, because I have the machine.
Yeah.
I have everything.
The skill
I
and
have the skill, and I know where to get everything. But you see, the thing is, I've been a hustler from. I started paying bills at 19 years. Like,
The good thing, or why I feel like this discussion is very important, is because, especially when I talk about toxic relationships, I hear so many women telling me that the number one reason as to why they cannot work out is
Finance.
Yeah.
And I keep telling them, for me, that it might seem insensitive, but for me, that is an excuse. It is.
thank you. True. I feel you.
Yeah, there's so many ways that you can. And you just being here as my guest, it's like we are confirming this.
Yeah.
You can learn and you can be good at what you do.
Now, ulipe tax, ulipe tax, KRA, ulipe tax. You know, like, are you paying your taxes? Ati, KRA will see you marketing, and I'm like in my head,
Somebody who is
it's like people commenting, some on my inbox, and I'm just sitting there and wondering. So you want to tell me this? Everyone online who sells things online,
Paying tax.
not even is paying tax. You should not. So basically, you should not expand or grow in life because you're worried about tax.
At the end of the day, we are all earning an income.
We are all
It doesn't matter how you're earning yours. Whether you go to Gikoch to look for those mtumba and come and sell, that's it. Yeah, it's still an income.
So, and then you should be proud of that.
Yeah,
Don't
but
come
don't
at
now
me
make another person feel
some
bad
type of way
because
because
they are
I'm
not
sitting
doing
here, I'm doing makeup and I look prim and proper,